The Porsche Cayenne is more than just a luxury SUV, it's the story of a risk that paid off, a sports car maker's gamble that changed the auto industry. Today, we'll dive deep into its evolution from the very first 2002 model to the 2026 version, including design refreshes, the much-anticipated electric Cayenne EV, and all the technical milestones along the way. Keycap 1 First Generation, Cayenne 9PA, 2002-2010. Phase 1, 2002-2007. The original Cayenne debuted in 2002, a surprisingly bold move for Porsche, combining performance and off-road capability. Engines: 3.2 L-VR6 250 horsepower, 4.5 L-V8 340 horsepower, and later the 4.5 L-V8 turbo approximately 450 horsepower. Transmissions: 6-speed manual or 6-speed Tiptronic S. Suspension: steel springs standard, optional air suspension, PASM Porsche Active Suspension Management introduced, helping to control damping dynamically. Technical highlights and strengths: permanent all-wheel drive (PTM) gave real off-road ability. The Turbo S version had huge brakes. In the first-gen Cayenne Turbo S, Porsche installed their largest production brake discs to date, showing they really meant Porsche performance, even in an SUV. Ground clearance with air suspension could reach approximately 27.3 centimeters thanks to self-leveling. Weaknesses and challenges: very high fuel consumption. The V8s were powerful, but thirsty. Early version 8s had some cooling pipe reliability issues. Interior was competent but not yet as refined as true Porsche sports cars. Phase 2 Facelift 2007-2010. In 2007, Porsche refreshed the first-gen Cayenne. New headlight design, clear lens instead of the earlier 996 style, headlamps, reshaped bumper, smaller central grille. Daytime running lights became more prominent, integrated into side scoops. PASM became more refined, and air suspension was offered more widely. Interior changes were more subtle. Leather color options were updated, and power liftgate was optional. Rivals then: BMW X5 E53 and Mercedes MLW 163, neither offered the same performance off-road mix that Cayenne did. Keycap 2 Second Generation, Cayenne 92A E2 2010-2017. New generation 2010. Launched in 2010, the 92A, also called E2 generation, brought major weight savings. Porsche used lightweight construction, aluminum tailgate, lighter doors, optimized body structure. In total they saved a substantial amount of weight. Chassis: new front axle with separate link design plus multi-link rear, combined with optional air suspension, rear axle steering, and active roll stabilization (PDCC). Transmission: for this generation, Porsche adopted an 8-speed Tiptronic S automatic. A new all-wheel drive system (PTM) was lighter, with lighter drive shafts, part of the overall weight reduction. Engines: early 92A, 3.6 L V6 base, 3.0 L diesel, 240-262 horsepower, 4.8 L V8, 400 horsepower, 4.8 L V8 turbo, up to approximately 570 horsepower. Hybrid plug-in hybrid variants appeared in later years. Facelift 2015, 958.2, actually the 92A generation's mid-cycle refresh. In 2014 they announced the 2015 model year update. Exterior: subtle styling tweaks, redesigned bumpers, refined taillights, new exhaust outlets. Tailgate: power tailgate became more refined, new roof spoiler design improved rear aerodynamics. More efficient engines. Notably, the Cayenne S switched from a V8 to a 3.6L twin-turbo V6, gaining power approximately 420 horsepower and reducing fuel consumption. Interior: new 918 Spider-style steering wheel with paddle shifters, soft close doors optionally, and improved rear seat ventilation. Suspension: they reworked bushes, mounts, air suspension valves, to reduce friction and improve ride control. Weight and drag: despite changes, Weight stayed similar, drag coefficient remained approximately 0.36, improvements focused on efficiency. Strengths in second gen, much more efficient, lighter than before. Very capable off-road plus on-road thanks to advanced chassis systems, PDCC, PTM, steering. Better fuel economy, especially with new engines. Weaknesses, risks. More complex electronics, hybrids especially. Diesel models faced regulatory pressure in later years. Maintenance costs for premium parts. Competitors then: BMW X5 F15, Mercedes GLE MLW 166. Cayenne frequently outperformed them in sporty driving and off-road refinement. Keycap 3 3rd generation, Cayenne PO 536 9th YA 2017-2023. Launched 2017. Unveiled in 2017, this generation was built on a totally new lightweight chassis, aluminium auxiliary frame, redesigned subframes to save up to approximately 65 kg. Suspension. New 3-chamber adaptive air suspension, rear axle steering, active roll stabilization PDCC. Porsche 4D chassis control. Central controller that monitors vehicle motion in 3 dimensions: pitch, roll, yaw, and coordinates suspension, steering, and stability systems to keep the Cayenne balanced. Mixed tires. For the first time, Cayenne got mixed tire setup, different front rear, improving cornering stability. Powertrains. 3.0 LV6 turbo base, 2.9 LV6 biturbo Cayenne S, 4.0 LV8 biturbo Cayenne turbo. Hybrid. 4.0 LV8 plus electric motor in turbo SE hybrid, very high output. Diesel was discontinued in many markets. Technologies and interior. Rear axle steering makes the big SUV surprisingly agile at low speed, and stable at high speed. Optional PDCC, roll stabilization, helps reduce body roll dramatically. The cabin got more modern. Sophisticated infotainment, high-quality materials. Safety driver assist, advanced stability control, refined brake systems, etc. Facelift 2023 present for this generation. In April 2023, Porsche revealed a heavily revised Cayenne. Execution. New suspension tuning, reworked differential lock PTV Plus for better handling. Tires. New larger diameter tires, 790mm, improved comfort, edge grip, and load capacity. Steering handling. PASM is now linked to a new Sport Response button on the steering wheel. On demand, it makes the suspension go into sport mode for 20 seconds, optimizing responsiveness. Brakes and chassis. Spring rates, damping revised to match the new tires and higher performance variants. Facelift design changes, updated front bumper and grille, new wheel options, refined rear lights. Porsche's press materials highlight these improvements. Interior refinements. More driver-focused screens, possibly updated materials and layout. Strengths: 3rd gen. Best dynamic balance yet, sports car feel plus SUV practicality. Very powerful engines, especially in turbo and hybrid versions. High-tech chassis systems make driving dynamic, comfortable and safe. Weaknesses. Still heavy, even with weight savings, it's a heavy vehicle. Complex systems, rear steering, 4D chassis, PTV, increase cost and maintenance risk. High-performance versions, especially hybrid, may be expensive to maintain. Competitors. BMW X5 G05 X8, Mercedes GLE CLS AMG versions, Audi Q8. In the performance SUV realm, Cayenne remains a benchmark. Keycap 4 looking ahead. Cayenne EV expected 2026 plus. What we know, expect. Porsche is working on a fully electric Cayenne, likely based on the PPE platform, shared with some high-end EVs. Dual motor AWD configuration is anticipated, for very high power and instant torque. Battery. Likely over 100 kWh, possibly 800 volt architecture for fast charging and performance. Suspension. Likely to retain air suspension plus rear axle steering to preserve Cayenne's typical handling versatility. Power, likely in the 500 to 750 HP range depending on trim and performance variant. Strengths expected: electric torque, instantaneous, very powerful launch feel, lower center of gravity right pointing arrow, improved handling versus ICE Cayenne, better energy efficiency, lower fuel cost, zero tailpipe emissions. Potential risks: weight. Battery pack will add a lot of mass, offsetting some agility gains. Range drop in high-speed driving. Long-term cost: battery degradation, expensive replacement. EV competitors: Tesla Model X, high-performance versions BMW X, M version, Mercedes EQ series, like EQE SUV, possibly Audi e-tron, SQ8 e-tron, depending on market evolution. Summarize how over more than 2 decades, the Cayenne has evolved from a controversial gamble into one of Porsche's core pillars. It's not just a luxury SUV, it's a technological showcase, a performance benchmark, and soon, an electric trailblazer. As Porsche moves toward an EV future, the Cayenne EV might be the most symbolic model in their lineup, merging heritage, innovation, and ambition.